This is a place where skyscrapers rise above cities that never truly sleep, where lights stay on until morning, where roads seem endless, where every horizon feels like a promise of something new. And all of this is one country, the United States of America. A country where a single state can feel like a world of its own, where, after just a few hours on the road, the landscape can change so dramatically that it almost feels like you have crossed into another continent. America is a country of the road, a country of vast distances, a country you cannot understand through just one city or one view. Subscribe to the channel. Ahead of us is a great journey across America, a country where every new route can completely change the way you see the world. The Grand Canyon is a place you cannot truly understand through photographs. Seriously, no picture can capture its scale. Only when you stand on the edge, look down, and see the earth opening up for miles in front of you, do you begin to realize that this is not just a canyon. It is a massive stone history of the earth, and nature did not write it in years, not in centuries, but over millions of years. In front of you are layers of rock that look like pages from an enormous book. Every color, every line, every level of stone is a part of the planet's past. And at some point, you catch yourself thinking, we are used to measuring time in days, months, and years, but here, time is measured in mountains. This landscape was shaped by the Colorado River. Slowly, patiently, centimeter by centimeter, it carved through the plateau and created one of the most famous views in the world. The canyon is more than 1.5 kilometers deep. Its length stretches for hundreds of kilometers. But you know what? The numbers do not really explain it. Because the Grand Canyon does not impress you simply because of its size on a map. It impresses you because of the feeling of space. The feeling that you are standing in front of something so vast that your mind cannot fully process it at first. At different times of day, the canyon looks completely different. In the morning, the cliffs turn soft pink. During the day, they become almost blinding. And at sunset, the rock seems to ignite in shades of red, orange, and gold. And in those moments, you understand why the Grand Canyon became one of the great symbols of the American West. After the silent scale of the Grand Canyon, the rhythm of the journey changes sharply. New York does not impress you with silence. It impresses you with movement, with light, and with the feeling that everything here is happening at the same time. This is a city that hardly needs an introduction. Its skyline has long become part of the world's imagination. Skyscrapers rise above the islands. Bridges connect the boroughs. And the flow of people, cars, and sound almost never stops. New York is made up of 5 boroughs: and each one has its own character. But Manhattan stands out the most. It has long become the main symbol of the city. This is where finance is concentrated. Media, skyscrapers, and that sense of global influence that can be felt almost everywhere. Brooklyn is associated with creativity and modern culture. Queens is considered one of the most diverse urban areas in the world. The Bronx has a strong musical and sports history, and Staten Island adds a calmer, more suburban rhythm to the city. In Manhattan, every block has its own pace. Times Square turns night into a continuous glow of screens, advertising, and color. Here, it feels as if the city has deliberately refused to pause. And isn't that part of its power? That constant motion, which can feel overwhelming at first, but then slowly pulls you in. But New York is not only concrete, glass, and speed. In the very center of this dense urban world lies Central Park. It gives the city room to breathe. Here, the noise becomes softer, the movement becomes gentler, and suddenly, the skyline brings trees and towers into the same frame. And that contrast is exactly what makes New York so special. The city can be loud, fast, and almost endless. But even here, there is still room for a pause. Hawaii feels nothing like the America people usually imagine first. There are no endless highways here, no giant canyons, no megacities made of glass, concrete, and constant noise. Instead, there is the ocean, tropical vegetation, volcanic slopes, and air filled with warmth, humidity, and salt. And almost immediately, you realize something important. This is still the United States, but it feels completely different. The Hawaiian Islands are volcanic in origin, and that is exactly why the landscape looks so sharp, so dramatic, and at the same time so alive. Here, black hardened lava can lie right beside dense jungle. Powerful waves can suddenly give way to calm lagoons, and tropical greenery can turn into slopes that look almost unreal. And isn't that the real magic of Hawaii? The feeling that nature is constantly reminding you. These islands were created by fire. Hawaii is home to one of the most active volcanoes on the planet, Kilauea. Its eruptions can continue for long periods, constantly reshaping the island's shoreline. And that gives the place a very particular feeling. You look at the landscape and realize, it is not finished. This paradise is still in the process of being formed. But Hawaii is not only about geology, not only about volcanoes, lava, and the force of the earth. It is also about a very distinct rhythm of life, slower, softer, calmer. Everything here seems to move in a different tempo. Palm trees lean toward the water, beaches stretch along the coast, and the ocean becomes the central element in almost every view. So Hawaii is not just paradise. It is paradise created by raw, natural force. And maybe that is exactly why it feels so real. Hawaii is a part of America that feels like a separate world in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Remote, vivid, alive. Yosemite is a place where nature looks as if it was created specifically to make you feel scale. Here, granite walls rise almost vertically. Waterfalls drop from enormous heights, and the valley below seems almost too small for a landscape like this. And when you stand in the middle of it all, one feeling comes immediately. Nature here is not just beautiful, it is monumental. Yosemite is one of America's most famous national parks, and one of the places that most powerfully shows the scale of the American wilderness. This is where one of the most important ideas of conservation in the United States began to take shape. Yosemite helped Americans see wild nature not simply as a resource to be used, but as something valuable that needed to be protected for future generations. And doesn't that change the way you look at a place like this? The most famous symbol of Yosemite is El Capitan, a massive granite wall that has become a legend among climbers around the world. It looks almost unreal. Straight, enormous, completely certain of its own presence. Nearby rises Half Dome. Its shape is so recognizable that it has long become one of the park's defining images. In Yosemite, everything is built around verticality. Stone, light, and the feeling that the landscape is rising above you from every direction. In spring, the park is especially impressive because of its waterfalls. Meltwater comes down from the mountains and turns the cliffs into powerful streams, falling into the valley with incredible force. Among them, Yosemite Falls is especially famous, one of the tallest waterfalls in North America. And when you look at it from below, it is very easy to understand why this place stays in people's memory. Yosemite is also home to giant sequoias, some of the largest and most impressive trees on the planet. But Yosemite is not only about its famous landmarks. It is forests, rivers, meadows, silence between the trees. It feels huge, severe, almost absolute. And that is the power of Yosemite. Las Vegas has long become a symbol of American spectacle. Everything here is built around impact, light, scale. The feeling that reality has been deliberately made a little brighter than usual. The hotels here feel like separate worlds. Fountains, replicas of famous landmarks, massive halls, theaters, and casinos all create the impression that the city lives by its own rules. Las Vegas does not try to be restrained. Quite the opposite. It constantly exaggerates reality. And that is exactly the point. In the darkness of the desert, this city feels almost impossible, as if it was never supposed to be here in the first place. Dry air, stone, heat, endless desert space. And then suddenly, light, neon, music, noise, movement that does not stop, even at night. After the natural grandeur of Yosemite, the rhythm changes instantly. Silence disappears. It is replaced by shows, screens, voices, and the feeling that night matters more than day in this city. And honestly, isn't that true? Las Vegas truly comes alive after sunset. But behind all that brightness, there is also a fascinating geography. The city sits right in the Mojave Desert, and that contrast makes it even more striking. On one side, there is a harsh, natural environment. Dry, hot, almost unforgiving. On the other, artificial brightness, fountains, giant hotels, and the illusion of an endless celebration. Here, you can clearly see what people are capable of when they decide to build their own oasis of entertainment in the middle of the desert. Las Vegas is not about calm, and it is not about silence. San Francisco is instantly recognizable by a skyline that is hard to confuse with any other city in America. Here, hills roll down toward the bay. Streets rise sharply upward. And fog sometimes covers the city, changing its mood in just a few minutes. This city does not overwhelm you with scale like New York. And it does not blind you with excess like Las Vegas. San Francisco works differently. Its strength is in its atmosphere, in the combination of architecture, water, light, and that distinct West Coast rhythm that is hard to explain, but easy to feel. The most famous symbol of San Francisco is the Golden Gate Bridge, a bridge that became not only an engineering icon, but one of the defining images of America itself. Its vivid color, its long lines, its position above the water, all of it makes it an almost perfect visual symbol of the city, especially in those moments when thick fog moves across the bay, and the towers of the bridge seem to rise straight out of the clouds. You have to admit, there is something almost cinematic about it, as if the city is creating its own perfect shot. But San Francisco is not only the bridge. It is cable cars, old houses on the hillsides, waterfronts, docks, and the constant feeling that the ocean is close. The city creates a different kind of urban mood, less aggressive, more stylish, more open. It is often associated with freedom, technology, cultural change, ideas that first seemed bold and then changed the world. This is where the spirit of the American West is especially easy to feel. A little relaxed, creative, independent. And that is why San Francisco does not feel just beautiful. It feels truly distinctive. A city with its own voice, its own light, and its own mood. One that cannot really be repeated. In Miami, everything works a little differently. The light feels brighter here, the colors feel richer, and the air stays warm even in the evening. After the cities of the West Coast, Miami can almost feel like another country. Palm trees, the ocean, wide beaches, and a Latin rhythm that immediately sets the mood for the whole city. Here, the main thing is not speed. It is atmosphere. Miami has long become a symbol of sunny America, a city where relaxation, style, and the feeling of endless summer blend into one image. Beaches stretch along the coastline, and South Beach has become one of the most recognizable urban postcards in the United States. White sand, turquoise water, a line of palm trees, and an almost resort-like scene that here feels simply like part of everyday life. But in the evening, Miami changes its tempo. The city shifts into night mode, and it is the nightlife that has made Miami so recognizable. Clubs, bars, music, streets that keep living long after sunset. And in that moment, you understand something. Miami does not simply relax, it celebrates. Here, Caribbean lightness, American energy, and an almost tropical carefreeness of everyday life come together. And isn't that exactly where its magic is? Miami does not impress you through scale. It does not try to be the tallest, the fastest, or the loudest. It attracts you in a different way. With warmth, with freedom, with light, and with a feeling that even an ordinary day here can look like a vacation. The United States is hard to describe in one word. It is a country that constantly changes with the landscape, from oceans to deserts, from megacities to wild open spaces, from the noise of great cities to places where the main sound is the wind, and every part of it feels like a world of its own. Along this route, it is not only the locations that change, the rhythm of the journey changes too. If you enjoyed this format and want more routes like this, subscribe to the channel. There will be new journeys here, new cities, new landscapes, and new stories worth not just seeing, but feeling. One country, countless worlds.